it is noon on Friday-ish, and we were just spending a little bit of time outside for a minute because it is like 50 degrees and sunny, and so it's just really nice. Jeremy is in North Dakota right now, so we are just having Girls Week, as we call it, and so we're having fun. Today we have just been organizing like crazy, like getting Ainsley's schoolroom thing done, just getting like junk drawers cleaned out, and like it is just so satisfying. I love organization, and like I just have really been feeling the need to like outer calm, inner calm kind of thing, and so to organize things, and so that's what I'm doing. So as far as reading goes, last night I finished Gods in Alabama by Jocelyn Jackson, and I talked to Karen from Mother Be Reading, and she's the one that gifted me this book, and she said this is her debut, and I feel like you could definitely tell. So Karen also said she loves her because she is very Liam Moriarty-esque, meaning she does like women's fiction with a mystery twist for the most part. She did do a thriller recently, but for the most part it is that mystery twist to a women's fiction, and I would say this one definitely fits the bill. So this one I gave 3 stars, and the reason is because it tried to do so much and it just didn't quite do it. So this book, like I said, is about this girl named Arlene. She lives in Chicago. She has left her hometown in Alabama because she was like, I have no time for that. I am a part of this murder situation. I need to escape that. So she makes this promise with God saying like, hey, if you keep my secret, I will be a better person. And so she goes to Chicago, and for years it works out. Her and God keep up their end of the deals, and nobody finds out about the murder thing, and she is very chaste and very much a good girl. And so then years go by, like I said, and she gets a call from her aunt saying like, hey, come home for your uncle's retirement party. And she's like, does her typical like, nah, I can't do that, whatever. But her boyfriend overhears and is like, hey, I want to meet your family, let's go. And then somebody from her past also comes to Chicago, and so for all these reasons she's like, okay, I'll go back. So she goes back, and she is very scared because her family is very traditional Southern and her boyfriend is Black. And so she has a lot of fear about how that's going to work out. She just doesn't want to be back in that environment, which is completely understandable. So this book, like I said, the murder situation involves a rape. So if that is something that is triggering to you, probably do not read this. It does get pretty graphic. And so this book tried to tackle, and the mother lives with the aunt because of the mother's mental illnesses, and I think that has been the case for a long time. So Arlene grew up living in her aunt's house, very close to her cousin Clarice. They're almost the same age. Clarice was like kind of more popular than Arlene, and so she like got invited to things because of Clarice, and like the way of showing her like validity and her power was through sexuality. So she was very promiscuous before she left Alabama. But anyway, so this book tries to tackle rape, murder, I'm like counting on my fingers, rape, murder, mental illness, racism issues, just so much, mental health. I don't know if I just said that or not, but like it tackles so many different things, identity, just so many different things. And yet like the race issue just was resolved. And then like I had a hard time, like this murder situation was just immediately deemed an accident. Like nobody called it a murder, nobody investigated it, nothing. Like it was just assumed to be an accident. So like it was never even like a thing, and multiple people feel guilty for it. And so and the timelines are weird. So you get the present day, and then like as the book goes on, you get little bits and little bits and little bits of what happened when she was like a teenager or whatever. And you don't really get it all until the very end. And like I feel like some parts were really repetitive, but also there's some details that are still kind of fuzzy in my head. So I like that style. Like she just tried to do a whole lot, I guess is my point. And it was done okay. You know, like the racism issues were not really rectified. The rape, I guess, was. The murder was fuzzy. The mental illness thing was just like in the background. Like it was never really outwardly addressed. And like substance abuse. And so I don't know, I gave it 3 stars. I definitely think Jocelyn Jackson is a promising author for me. Like I'm excited to try more from her, but this one I feel like just kind of suffered from being a debut and not being quite complete. So this afternoon we are going to do some more organizing and just kind of like survival mode it. I don't know what we'll do, but this morning has been really good. Everybody's in a great mood. Annie has not napped at all, so I'm hoping for a really great nap, but that is it. Oh, and I started Where I Want to Be Where the Normal People Are by Rachel Bloom, and I'm listening to it on audio. I do have a physical copy, but I've heard that like she narrates it, which she does, and so I wanted to listen to it on audio. And I don't know who Rachel Bloom is. I've never watched Crazy Ex-Girlfriend or like anything with her. And so I'm finding it really kind of off-putting, honestly. Like, it's a lot of her stories of childhood and when she was bullied and like her coming into sexuality, and she maybe suffers from some OCD, and which is what, like, she talks about OCD, and it's just kind of crass and uninteresting at this point. But maybe if I knew her or like already had a relationship with her and liked her, I think I would definitely enjoy it more. But I'll continue on and just see where it goes. So I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday and it's like 10:30. I don't even know. And I'm about to tell you guys a very real parenting issue. So Annie has gotten in this habit where she just will not nap for me, you guys. It is so frustrating, and I don't know if it's me, or if it's the fact that like Ainsley, so Jeremy can get her to nap and he just like walks her around, bounces her, sings to her, etc., and she'll go down. With me, not the case. But the difference is also that Ainsley follows me around, and then I just get really irritable with both of them because Annie's not napped. Like, she just fights it so hard, and then Ainsley is like just being a distraction, and so then I get really irritable with both of them, and sometimes we end up without even a nap. And yesterday was so hard, you guys. Like, that I feel so whiny even talking about this, but people who have had 2 kids under 3, hopefully you understand, but nobody napped at all. Like, Annie did not nap at all in the morning, and so then by 2 o'clock she was exhausted, and then Ainsley went and banged on the doors and woke her up at like 2:30, and then she was up the rest of the night. And so it was just a hard day. Everybody went to sleep crying, probably me included, and it was just a really, really hard day. So today I'm like, she has got to take a nap, and she won't do it. Like, I've been walking her around for like 30 minutes, not working. So I called my mom, and my mom came over and stayed with Ainsley, and I just went and drove around with Annie for a little bit, and she's asleep now. So the car is nice and warm, and cozy, and so I'm gonna go home and just hope that she stays asleep in her car seat. I don't know. Like, I just feel like this kind of stuff like totally shakes your confidence as a mother, and it also is just frustrating, and it sets a terrible tone for the day. And like I said, I'm irritable at Ainsley, and it's not her fault at all. And so yeah, just kind of a bummer of a day. And like, lately Jeremy's been working at home, so if Annie needs to go down and she won't do it for me, then I'll just be like, hey, can you come up and put her to sleep? And he will. And so we've gotten in a really bad habit of like depending on that. And so then now that he's gone, that's not an option, obviously. And also, like, Annie is not okay with anybody else, so like my mom couldn't walk her around or anything like that. So it's just like, I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place that I don't know how to get out of. So that's that. As far as everything else goes, this morning she always also, like, I get up at 5:30 every morning, eat breakfast, work out, shower, and then get them up at 8 every morning. That's what I do. Well, this morning I got up and I feed her at 5:30. So I go in, feed her, and put her back down, whatever. I'm sitting there eating breakfast, and she wakes up. And so she has been up since like 6 o'clock this morning, and that made like the workout not possible. And I mean, just like, why today of all days when I'm by myself and don't have help, you know? And it's just, that's kind of like my mental health time. And so it's frustrating, and it just starts the day off wrong, but I'm done complaining. So we got up early, and then just have been working on kid stuff all day. Like, you know, it's just kind of keeping up with everything. So we're still working on reorganizing, and so I have kind of created some chaos. It's time to put it back together. But as far as reading goes, I finished last night I Want to Be Where All the Normal People Are by Rachel Bloom, and my thoughts are about the same. I'm giving it 2 stars. I didn't enjoy it, but I also don't know her at all, and so it came off very like crass and just too much, and I just couldn't get into it. So that is that. And then I picked up The Love Season by Ellen Hildebrand, and I love Ellen Hildebrand. And there's been like 1 or 2 misses by her, and then this one, it's okay. It's only like a 300-page book, but I have it on audio as well, and it's like 12 hours. I don't know how. Like, I have it going at 2.5 times speed, but that's about what I normally do anyway, so it's not like it's a super slow narrator, but I don't know. Or maybe she's slow but hard to understand. I don't know. So I'm liking it. I guess it's about this older woman. She is like very much a recluse, or she gets a call one day from her goddaughter. And so like this woman has no family, like nothing, never sees anybody. She says like she'll go a week without speaking. She has like dedicated times where she leaves the house. She used to be a restaurant owner and chef, but like 14 years ago or something, she closed it. And so this girl contacts her because she's back in Nantucket about to get married, and she's like super young. And her mother, I think, was friends with our main character, and so but her mother has died, and so we're trying to find out more about that story. And like her dad is still in her life, and her dad and our main character, like I think they have some like beef. I don't really know what's going on, but it's a very slow story. Like we're learning a fair amount about each character, but really not a whole lot is going on. So far it's okay. Like right now I'd say it's like a 3-star, but I'm like not even halfway through it because it's a very long audiobook. So I may switch to physical. I mean, and this is why I don't love like tracking page count, basically, because the pages are really big and small font. And so in like a normal trade paperback, it may be like 500 pages, but this one's 300 pages. And so like I feel like there's no, like, tracking books is obviously not that accurate because there's different lengths of books, but even tracking pages, like I feel like the most accurate way would be like words, and I mean that's not a thing. So I don't know. I've never tracked pages, and like in the spreadsheet I have now, I am tracking pages, but it's still like a little inaccurate in my opinion. But anyway, that is everything. So I will hopefully finish that at some point tonight, but I don't really know. I'm also still reading Everybody Always by Bob Goff with Krista from Books and Jams, and I'm really enjoying talking with her every night. I don't really have anything to update about that, but that is it. So wish me luck. I will talk to you later. Hey everyone, it is Thursday and we are just getting home from Best Buy. We went and traded in my old computer and got a new one because I got one for Christmas, but it was like kind of glitchy and different, and so we sent that one back, got the right one. We're all good to go, so I'm really excited. That should be here Monday, and so it was fun. So did that, and now we are just getting home, and it's like noon, so we're gonna eat some lunch, and that will be it. So today is a really cloudy, gloomy day, and it's just really cold, so I don't know what we'll do this afternoon, but probably just play. So as far as reading goes, last night I finished Love Season by Ellen Hildebrand, and I'm giving it 2.5 stars. I love Ellen Hildebrand, but she's just had a couple misses for me lately, and so I don't know what's going on. But this one, my sister too gave 2 stars, and I kind of know, like, if she doesn't like it, I'm not going to love it. But the whole book takes place over a course of one day. So this woman, she is like this hermit, and she is very, not, I wouldn't say necessarily agoraphobic, but she has just completely shut herself off. And so and like to the point that nobody calls her, like she has set times every month that she leaves her house, like she never leaves, nobody comes in, etc. She's just very isolated. So she's shocked when one night she gets a phone call from her goddaughter, who has been like estranged, and it says, hey, I'm in town, I'm in Nantucket, I'm engaged, and I like my fiance's parents are from Nantucket, whatever, they're this prominent family, so she's in town, wants to come over for dinner. So the last time she saw this kid, she was like 5, because she's now 19, and it's been 14 years since this woman has been like closed off. And she was a restaurant owner and a chef and all of that, and she just sold everything, like completely just got rid of everything and just sheltered inside. So we don't really know what's going on. So then the whole book is just that day, from that morning to that night. But we get a ton of flashbacks to find out what happened before. So the mother of the little girl, or now 19-year-old. She was best friends with our main character, Marguerite. And so we find out more about Marguerite and her relationship and what happened 14 years ago. The mother has died, so we don't know, like we're just finding out all about that kind of stuff. But it was the longest 300-page book I have ever read. And like you don't really figure it all out till the very end. And it was just okay. So 2.5 stars on that. And so I do know what I'm going to pick up next, but it probably won't happen till nighttime. So I will end this vlog here and start another one for the weekend. If you can tell, both of my kids are making noise, so I'm going to go in and feed them, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Thank you for watching.